Welcome to SVGTV's news for Saturday, February 27, 2016. I'm Sharon Garraway with the headlines. With a slight increase in tourist arrivals last year, the Ministry of Tourism is hoping for an increase in numbers for this year and beyond. In his contribution at the 2016 budget, Minister of Tourism Cecil Mackey noted that with the realities of hosting popular sporting events, an increased interest in the destination and the soon-to-be opened Argyle International Airport, there is hope for an overall increase in tourist arrivals in SVG.
We project an increase by 5% over the same figures for last year, stayovers by air. A decrease of 0.5% same-day arrivals, increase of 4.5% arrivals by yacht, and an increase of 1% arrivals by cruise. Much of our programming for 2016 will take into consideration the realities of the opening of the Argyle International Airport. We know that air access has been a hindrance to us moving forward in the tourism sector, and in fact, it stood in the way over the years for us moving forward in terms of occupying a better marketplace against our competition in the region, because we know that we have what it takes in terms of our tourism offerings, but air access has been a hindrance. In fact, we heard from the Honorable Prime Minister in his presentation yesterday that the IMF has indicated that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with the coming to being of the Argyle International Airport, should realize a 10% increase in our arrivals over the next 3 years, and a cumulative 4.2% impact on our real gross domestic product.
Noting efforts to engage arrangements with regional and international airlines to operate from the Argyle International Airport, Mackey said this possibility becomes a reality, there needs to be enhancement of the country's room capacity.
We have just about 2,500, just over 2,500 room capacity right now. And as I indicated, with the increase in medical students to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with the now coming into being of the program with the Ecuadorians, 50 of them or so on the island, and we have about 1,200 medical students. And with the increased interest in the destination with the coming of the Argyle International Airport, we expect that we would be able to grow our room capacity in the short period. In fact, the Honorable Prime Minister indicated yesterday that there has been interest in establishing new room capacity by local operators as well as foreign investors. And he indicated interest in establishing facilities at Villa, Canash, Annesville, Mount Twin Peters Hope, Beckway, Mayo, Palm Island, Canouan, Union Island, and at Spring in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Highlighting an initiative by the SVG Tourism Authority to have stakeholders and operators develop and adhere to set standards, Mackey added that training for these personnel not only improves their skills, but in the end will also uplift the country's tourism product.
We have indicated clearly to these stakeholders that we are not about closing anybody's business, but we are asking them to lift their game, improve on their standards, because this is being demanded of us from agencies, from the airlines, and from the tour operators coming into St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mr. Speaker, the question of training brings into focus the Maritime and Hospitality Training Institute. This facility, both in one setting, will be the only one of its kind in the region. Some countries have marine by itself and they have hospitality by itself. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we will have both in one package. We are finalizing the completion of the facility at Diamond. In fact, we have minor construction works to be completed, fencing, procurement of a generator, and firefighting simulation equipment. Once these are put in place, then we would have the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. They will be the ones who will be conducting the curriculum, and we hope that this will be in place by later this year.
The low, middle and no-income housing programs, along with the Lives to Live initiatives, are a manifestation of the ruling ULP's government's housing policy. That's according to Minister of Housing and Parliamentary Representative for North Windward, Montgomery Daniel, in his contribution to the 2016 budget earlier this week. Making reference to the 100% mortgage loans program, Daniel said that this is part of the ministry's philosophy of ensuring that every Vincentian family has a roof over their heads. He also noted that the Lives to Live program, despite the recent loss of over $1.4 million worth in building materials due to the fire at the Public Works building at Arnisvale, has and will continue to provide a better way of living to poor and marginalized Vincentians.
100% mortgage program. Again, we'll have seen outstanding benefits to this program. I've seen a number of young graduates well below the age of 30 who have already owned their own homes. I myself, I had the opportunity to have spoken to a number of elderly persons who have received a unit, bath and toilet, or a full one-bedroom house, or addition to a house, or repairs to the house roof. And I can say to you, Mr. Speaker, that in discussions with some of the elderly persons, I've seen water come to their eyes in thanking and congratulate this government for such an outstanding work.
Highlighting the continued work through the Making Dead Capital Alive program, Minister Daniel stated that over 4,500 housing lots have been distributed to persons thus far. He describes it as a clear indication of the government's commitment to enhancing the lives of Vincentians.
Mr. Speaker, certainly, of the lots distributed and the houses made available to Vincentians over the last 15 years, this administration has given over to the poor approximately a value of $500 million under its policy, under its land distribution policy and its housing policy. Some $500 million and more in value has been given over to poor people of this country. Never in the history of this country, Mr. Speaker, that such an outstanding policy has touched the lives of so many poor people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The minister went on to thank the constituency of North Windward for their continued support and confidence in him, noting that it was his 15th consecutive budget presentation. He further added that he intends to continue to serve the people as he outlined a number of projects that are currently underway in the constituency.
There's a BNTF project for Fancy at a value of approximately $1 million. This is to complete the road around Fancy, initiate and have a new cemetery, and we also did part of the road leading to Cottage. The satellite warehouse at the moment, work is going on that building where Nemo will have that building for housing, whatever would be required in terms of equipment and machinery. In the area of Overland, we will see the road leading to the primary school. We'll see work done on that road. The community of Ovia will see the purchasing of 1 acre of new land for the expansion of the cemetery there. The constituency has gained much, and I'm happy to say that I have associated myself with a government and a team of individuals who have meant well for the development of this country.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has extended congratulations to the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, Andrew Holness, on his party's victory at Thursday's polls. The JLP defeated the People's National Party, PNP, 33-30 to secure the government. On a radio program yesterday, Dr. Gonsalves says despite the low voter turnout, he commended Jamaicans on exercising their democratic right.
Congratulate Prime Minister-elect Holness in Jamaica and his Jamaica Labour Party on their victory yesterday at the polls. They won the election 33 seats to 30. The PNP, which was in government for the last 4 years and a little bit, lost 12 seats. Significantly, the turnout, I've been following it online, the turnout is just about 1/3 of the registered voters on the electoral list. Of course, the electoral list may be a little bloated, but it's generally accepted it as a very low turnout.
Dr. Gonsalves, however, noted that the International Monetary Fund, IMF, stipulations and loan agreements may have led to the political demise of the leader of the PNP, Portia Simpson Miller.
But the PNP government was on a structural adjustment program with the IMF. In fact, they were focusing on passing all the tests, and the IMF was even saying they were doing better. In other words, they were being more austere than even the IMF was recommending. And clearly, one of the things must be that you have to be careful when you try to satisfy the bondholders, to put it in one category. Of course, there are all different kinds of creditors, but to put it in a summary form, that you satisfy the bondholders and don't have the necessary balance, so you enhance dissatisfaction or engender dissatisfaction among the population.
SVG will join the rest of the world next week in observing World Salt Awareness Week, which will run from Monday, February 29th to Sunday, March 6th, under the theme, Look Out for the Hidden Salt. World Salt Awareness Week was first introduced 10 years ago by an organization called the World Action on Salt and Health, WASH. The Importance Week serves to highlight the importance of reducing salt intake in all populations throughout the world. In SVG, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment will officially launch Salt Reduction Project that is designed to encourage mothers and pre-primary school children to cook with less salt and buy low-salt products in a bid to prevent adverse health conditions such as hypertension and stroke. SVG is one of 4 CARICOM countries that have been selected to conduct this social marketing project designed to reduce salt intake among a segment of the population using marketing approaches to other countries such as Antigua, Barbuda, Barbados, and Jamaica. The project is a collaborative initiative involving the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Healthy Caribbean Coalition, and World Health Organization collaborating Center on Social Marketing at the University of Florida, USA. The official launch will be at a session format along with an exhibition to highlight the importance of reducing the amount of salt that is consumed daily. The launch will take place at the Kingston Clinic on Wednesday, 2nd March 2016, beginning at 9 a.m. The target audience will be mothers of primary school children attending the Child Health Clinic. The Victoria Park will come alive with the performances from the internationally renowned Impact World Missionary Group. The troupe, which was started by American Mark Anderson in the 1990s, has traveled around the world but is now here on its maiden tour of the Caribbean, with its first stop being St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Impact World performances will be culminating with 21 Gala Show tomorrow night at the Victoria Park. All shows are free and begin at 7 nightly. 2 of the acts, David Ham and Angelina Han, encourage Vincentians, particularly the youth, to come out and see the performances. They also emphasized the importance of youngsters valuing themselves.
On my heart lately, and I kind of burn with like a passion for this, but young men, treat the women right. Seriously, you know, you can stop being punks. You know, you guys are like touching girls' butts and stuff like that, just being rude. You know, what are you doing with yourself? You know.
And ladies, don't buy into that stuff. You know your value, know your worth. You know, stand firm on who you are. You know, you are made with so much value, you know, and you're not made to just settle and you know, go around with you know, many guys, sleep around, you know, go party and dress in skimpy clothes and just, you know, because honestly you're being provocative and you're drawing that kind of attention to you, and that kind of attention is very toxic. You know, it's not a healthy attention that you want from people.
The two talented acts gave it a taste of what audiences can expect at the free event, which begin at 7 p.m. nightly.